Good morning, this is Avraham Shira for the Chabura, Nahar, Shalom, Shavua Tov. It's Sunday. We're continuing with the theme we had last week in the Gemara and Daf Zayin, Amud, Aleph of Masechet Berachot about God's anger. There's a moment of anger. Last time we learned there's like 1/58,000th of a minute. Now we're going to come down to earth a little bit. V'kama zamo, they ask, the Gemara asks, Amud Aleph, how long is Hashem's anger? And the Gemara says, Rega. V'kama rega, so the Gemara asks, well, how long is a moment? Rega means moment. Amar Rabbi Avin, v'itema, Amar Ravina, rega kamimra. A rega is as long as it takes to say the word rega. So we see again the rabbis are resorting to using natural measurements found in human experience to nail down pieces of time. And saying the word rega is a rega. Okay, that's nice. Now, rega is also connected to agua. Very nice. I think so. Sure, why not? Okay, so a rega should make us roga, to live in the moment. That's another level. Very good. There's an Israeli hand cream that's called roga.
Rather than be there.
Yeah, they're ready.
Right. So menalan de rega ratach. Well, where do we know that God was angry for a rega? Shneimar ki rega ba'apo chayim beratzono. That a moment of his anger, there is life in his will, which is an interesting pasuk, because we're comparing two seemingly contradiction concepts, right? The concept of God's anger and the concept of life, and life being in Hashem's will. So if we want to look for Hashem's life, we look for His will. If we want to look for Hashem's will, we have to look in the power, the spirit of life itself. Okay. Now if you want, we can say Mihacha. We can learn another place that about where Hashem's anger. Hachi says Kimat rega ad yavor zam. So the word rega is used also here. Almost a moment passed before his anger passed. So Emat ratach. Well, how do we know that he was angry? Amar Abaye behanach talat sha'ei kamaita. Well, we know from a period of shalosh sha'ot rishonot of the morning. Ki chizra karbolta de karnigola, because the carbolet of a chicken turns white at that very moment of God's anger. Now, carbolet is a little fleshy flap below his chin of a chicken. The carbolet is before or after? Below or above? I thought it was below, down here, underneath his neck, but maybe you're right. Maybe it's on top.
No, because also in Chumash, the different kinds of birds that you made, double kabbalah, the back of the head.
The back of the head, not below the chin.
That's what a double, you're talking about
Okay, the double chin chicken. Well, you know, we have chickens at our house, and I have to talk to them about this. But nonetheless, when that carbolet turns white, that's another way of measuring Hashem's anger through nature. Oh, wait a second. Is this really that simple? How do we know he got angry? These 3 hours of the morning when it turns white, the carbolet, and it also stands on one leg. So the chicken himself does the one-legged dance, or something of that nature, and that's another sign. Well, the Gemara answers, Kal shata v'shata nami ka'ei hachi. Well, all hours of the day, the chicken stands on one leg, and his carbolet can be white, etc. So how does this really help us? So the Gemara answers, Kal shata itve shuraki sumake. There are strings, red strings, all day long in this carbolet of his, and it But at the time of his anger, the carbullet turns completely red, and not just red with little strings.
Wait, who's angry?
Hashem's anger here we're talking about.
Who's turning white? Chicken?
The chicken's carbullet. So we said that all day long he stands on one leg and he has a white carbullet, but there are red lines in it. By the time he's really angry, it turns completely white. You know, it's like when people are go into shock, oftentimes they turn white. Now anger, shock. When people are shocked, they often turn white. But you know, the red is always the color of anger, so we see the relationship here as well. Another measure of time and metaphysical time too, God's time as well, of anger is looking at the old chickens. So, looking at the old chickens.
Are they suggesting it remains white from that time until the next?
Well, it's white with red stripes, strings in it all day, but at that 1/158,000th of a minute, it turns all white.
And then back again, straight away.
I assume. Right, we're the chicken whisperers here. How tzaduki hayu shivavute. There was a tzaduki. The tzaduki is the rabbi's term for someone who acts righteous but is not. They're making fun of the person who acts righteous is not by calling them not tzaddik but tzaduk.
Sadducees.
That's where that phrase comes from, John. They have all kinds of gradations of their belief system. Yes, some believe in the Tanakh, some believe only in the Torah itself, the 5 books. Some believe in you know, some of the statements of the rabbis. It's complicated. But the Tzadukim were classic because they would challenge the rabbis with their opinions and questions because they knew Torah. See, so this is a sign of their chutzpah, is that they couldn't just be non or partial believers, but they had to go attack the rabbis. But anyways, so we have this one story of a tzadduki who lived in the neighborhood of Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, who was a big tzaddik who Eliyahu Navi used to visit, etc. And this tzadduki used to bother Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi very much with his questions about various pasukim. Right, he would take a pasuk and ask him something that was off the map. So one day this tzaduk, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, took a chicken. And he set the chicken up between the legs of his bed. And he sat and stared at the chicken. Okay, it's getting stranger.
Wait, he put the chicken
right, and his own. Chickens don't have beds. At least maybe in New York City, I don't know, but so he looked at him while he was there between his bed. So Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi thought in his heart that when God was angry for that moment that we've been speaking about, that he will curse the tzadduki. So the Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi is looking to reverse the power, to use the power of God's anger against the tzadduki.
No, he's going to check out the chicken.
Right, he's going to use the symbol, the sign we just learned about the white carbullet of the chicken. Makeup.
No, you're right.
Okay, right, but the people online, they're okay. You be okay. And so Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi wants to use what we just learned to curse the goy. Or he's not a goy, he's probably a Jew. A Tzaduki, right. There's a question what he was. When God's angry, because then when he knows God's angry, he can curse him. Well, at the moment that God's moment of anger came, Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi, he fell asleep. Nayim, he went to sleep. Amar Shamamina. He learned from this. Wait, if Hashem put me to sleep at the moment that I was trying to curse this person through the power of the chicken, then it must be that this is not the way to do things. Lo arach ara. It's not derech eretz for a great rabbi to use a chicken to curse a confused person who doesn't know his right and left.
Or even to curse him anyway.
Mazan?
Even to curse him anyway. It's not for him to
Even
curse.
to curse anyways, it's really not our way to curse people. It's a very dangerous business because the first thing they do in heaven when a person curses is check him out to see how if he's worthy, if his slate is clean enough that he can curse and not also be chayav. So who can stand up to that?
Also, when it says, what if there are days? This is not the way it would work. I mean, for someone of the majesty.
That's right. Nahar.
So it means it's dignity to do it.
That's another way to say it. Beneath the dignity of the rabbis. It's not his personal dignity, it's the dignity of the Torah itself.
He's symbolizing his grandeur. And I'm not going to run it.
Well, the Torah and kavod el Torah. So kavod of every rabbi's kavod is only because of the Torah. It's not unless he's got wealthy parents or something else. But
Maybe it's to protect the Saduki.
well, that's even another pshat. John says that it could be that God wanted to protect the Tzeduki from being cursed by Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi. My question is that Rabbi Yeshua ben Levi could easily have cursed him anytime he wanted without using the chicken.
Yeah.
Mordechai, what do you think?
I agree with you 100%.
Oh, I appreciate that support, Mordechai. Now, Savar Kimate Shata al Maye. So he slept and he saw and he said, "No, this can't be the right way to do things." Because here, this kind of correlates what you were saying, John. That Av Shu Tzaduki Rachamav, God's mercy is upon all His creations.
Maybe the
So,
Tzeduki's going to do tshuva,
what's that?
Do tshuva.
Well, the tshuva, right? Maybe the Tzeduki will do tshuva. It happens.